We chose Eleanor Roosevelt due to her leadership and legacy. Most people know Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, the 32nd president. FDR is famous for being elected president 4 terms. He led the United States in the Great Depression and World War II. Many people do not know that FDR had such a determined, intelligent, political wife. Her name was Anna Eleanor Roosevelt. She was born October 11, 1884, and died November 7, 1962. Eleanor led a difficult life, becoming an orphan at the age of 10 and living with her grandmother. Eleanor soon began school at Allenswood Academy in London, where she studied political events, literature, and history. She soon married FDR on March 17, 1905.
We chose Eleanor Roosevelt due to her political role in being the niece of a president, wife of another president, and the nation's longest-serving First Lady. She was not afraid to voice her opinion on many political issues. She gained many rights of women that we have today and gave women a voice in political issues. Eleanor Roosevelt began a political column, My Day, in 1936. My Day is one example of the many activities that occupied Eleanor's life. This column allowed Eleanor to relay and reach millions of Americans on many political issues, events, and social concerns. This has continued today in our newspaper columns and other media that got political issues out to others.
Last week, I went to the office of the American Federation for the Blind to receive the resolution which their board had passed and which Ms. Helen Keller wanted to present to me personally. It was a resolution commemorating my husband's services as honorary chairman. As I stood and listened to Ms. Keller speak, I thought how wonderful both Ms. Keller and husband typified the triumph over physical handicap.
Many of you may know that Miss Keller, with her faithful friend and interpreter, has visited a number of our service hospitals. Some people felt she might discourage our wounded men. Instead of that, the men recognized the greatness of her personality and the serene and courageous spirit which has made her life a rich and full existence. She carried comfort to the men who were facing their own handicaps and trying to find the courage to build normal lives in spite of them.
I always found in hospitals that the knowledge among the men that my husband, who is their commander-in-chief and the President of the United States, nevertheless could now walk, gave to every handicapped man a sense of greater determination in his own fight back to useful activity. The presentation was a moving little ceremony, and I was grateful to the board and to Miss Keller for, in spite of the fact that my husband had little time to give to many of his interests, it still gave him a great satisfaction to be associated with their work. He managed to read their reports and to know what was going on, no matter how heavy were the cares of state.
This is a great example of how her legacy remains today in columns as well as leading in the areas of handicap. Eleanor Roosevelt was a legacy in her leadership for women's rights, human rights, youth programs, and civil rights. One of the ways her legacy can be seen today is looking at the accomplishments of many of our nation's political leaders, which include Hillary Clinton and Condoleezza Rice. This is a quote from Eleanor.
I have a firm belief in the ability and power of women to achieve the things